Hi, my name is Tony Reali from NextWaveDV.com, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the new Manhattan LCD HD5 monitor. Now, what makes this monitor unique is several factors. First of all is its size. Typically, monitors have been in the 7-inch plus realm, and rarely have we seen monitors that have been smaller than that. The Manhattan LCD monitor is a 5.6-inch monitor, which makes it fantastic for HDSLR work. Manhattan LCD has managed to cram an incredibly high resolution into this monitor. It has a resolution of 1280 by 800 pixels, which makes it unique among other monitors of this size. This allows you to be able to obtain critical focus in your video productions. Now, when I was first introduced to it, I was kind of concerned because I'd only worked with 7-inch or larger monitors, and I wasn't sure if a 5.6-inch was going to provide enough viewing area. Well, after working with the HD5, I can tell you that the 5.6-inch size is not only more than adequate, it's also a welcome change because you're able to do things like this, having the monitor riding on top of the camera. It's easy to be able to reposition the monitor into positions that you may not have been able to with a 7-inch or larger screen. So that 5.6-inch, you're going to find that to be a huge advantage. Now, due to the light weight of the 5.6-inch monitor, there are several mounting options to choose from that are unique to this type of monitor. First off, we have the hot shoe mount right here. This is simply a mount that attaches to the hot or cold shoe of your camera. And because of the lightweight of the monitor, you don't have to worry about this doing any damage to your camera. Then this mount actually has a ball head attachment, so you can easily reposition the monitor in whatever angle that you need to see it from. If you're operating from the side, from a low or high angle, you can easily do that. And then because of the fact that you can attach a battery plate here, all you need is an HDMI cable and you're good to go. You have no other accessories that you necessarily need to be off and running with this camera setup. All right, here we have an articulating arm that allows you to literally position the HD5 monitor in any position that you want. This you can attach to many different systems. Right here we have a standard universal clamp. Now this has a 1/4-inch thread input, which will attach to the 1/4-inch thread of the articulating arm. All right, now that we have our articulating arm attached to the clamp, we can literally position this in any way that we want, and this can be attached to pretty much anything. You can attach it to pipes, tabletops, anything that you might need to attach your monitor to. And because of the lightweightness of the monitor, you don't have to worry that it's going to cause your table or anything to become off balance and do any damage. All right, here we have a shoulder rig setup. And because this rig has a 1/4 thread input, I can use the same articulating arm and be able to position the monitor whichever way that I need it. Now, if your rig doesn't have these 1/4 thread inputs, you can use the same hot shoe attachment we showed you earlier, or use one of the pipe clamps onto your rod. There's several different options that you can use to be able to position your monitor whichever way you need it for handheld work. Now, for powering your HD5 monitor, Manhattan LCD provides you with several options. Besides the standard AC wall jack, you can go mobile with one of their battery options. First off, there's the battery plate option, which you can choose from either the Canon, Sony, or Panasonic compatible battery plates. Or you can go with an external battery pack from either the Tachyon or one of the Manhattan proprietary batteries. All right, here we're back to our same shoulder rig we had before, and this time we have a Tachyon battery pack on the back, and then this has a standard power output. You can choose the proper tip that'll fit your HD5 monitor. You just plug it into the jack input on there, and one Tachyon battery pack will give you about 5 hours of runtime on your HD5 monitor. All right, here we have the battery plate attachment for the back of the HD5 monitor. Now again, you can choose whichever camcorder battery works best for you, whether that's Canon, Sony, or Panasonic. But once you have it attached, you would simply just plug it in and then plug in the battery to the battery plate. Make sure that you have the proper milliamperage, and you can check on Manhattan LCD's website for that. But you can obviously go completely mobile with this. It's a lot smaller than using a Tachyon battery or the proprietary battery, but you do get a little bit less runtime. For a battery like this, you'd only get about a 2-hour runtime as opposed to the 5-hour. Now, for outdoor operation, you're going to want to get the Manhattan LCD HD5 Sun Hood. This will allow you to use the monitor outdoors without having any glare from the sun. All right, let's go and show you some of the menu settings of the current firmware of the Manhattan LCD HD5. First, we're going to turn it on. You're going to see a blue screen pretty soon because we don't have anything plugged into it. But let's go ahead and just go into the menu. And first off, you're going to see the different settings for changing the picture. You've got your brightness, your contrast, sharpness, color, tint, and color temperature. And if we hit right on there, we can change any of the red, green, or blue properties. If we go back up, we can go over to Image Adjust. Now this is where you can change the different pixel aspect ratios. Currently I have it set to fit all. We've got 1:1, which would zoom in to the current pixel output that the whatever your source is kicking out. So if it's VGA or if it's HD, if it's 1080p, it'll go 1:1. So each pixel is 1:1 for the current pixel of the monitor. And then if we go down, we have 1:1 fill aspect ratio, 4:3 or 16:10, 15:9 or 16:9. So these have plenty of options for depending on what type of input that you're kicking into the monitor. We also have anamorphic in different settings, 235 and 185. And then we're going to go back to fill all. Now fill all I personally like, and I'll show you that why in just a little bit. But if we hit menu, we go back, we do have the option for freeze frame. So if there's for some reason that you want to show the current frame to your director or whatever, that's a quick option that you can show there. Hit the freeze frame, have somebody walk over and take a look at the current lighting or whatever it may be. If we go back out of that and we go up to the setup, this is where we can change the transparency of the menu and change the DVI video color space. Right now we have the 5D Mark II attached to the Manhattan LCD HD5, and one of the downsides of the 5D is that when you hit the record button, it drops down from high definition output to a standard definition output. Now, one of the things that I love about the HD5 is that fill all feature that we showed you in the menu settings, and I'll show you an example. When we hit record, the resolution still fills the screen. This is really, really handy because typically the standard def output would be very, very small, be almost smaller than it is on the back of your LCD screen of your camera itself. But when you hit record and have that fill all option enabled, it automatically fills the screen. It's still a standard def output, but this is a lot easier to control your focus with, and it's really, really handy. It's one thing that makes the HD5 unique among other monitors. Manhattan LCD has managed to make the HD5 monitor future-proof by allowing it to be firmware upgradable. This means as they continue to add new features to the HD5, you'll easily be able to add them to your monitor. The HD5 comes with several inputs for you. On the top we have 2 HDMI inputs. On the side we have your component inputs, VGA, and composite. For more information on the Manhattan LCD HD5 monitor, visit manhattanlcd.com.